Hello everyone, so you're studying Japanese. You've just taken the N5 and the N4 test. Now it's time for the hard stuff. I'm going to show you the books that helped me with my N3 test, and I'm going to show you the books that I'm using right now to study for the N2 test this coming December. And on top of that, I'll show you some other books that help further improve your Japanese. So without further ado, let's get started! N3! For 1,400 yen plus tax, we have the Nihongo Tango Speedo Master vocabulary book. So this book has lots and lots of words in, many of them that you probably won't see in the test, but it's a really great book. So if we just look at this front part here, it's suggested for the sort of middle level, so beginner and middle levels, so it sort of bridges the gap between N4 and N3. And it also gives you quite a lot of words that you'll need for the N2 as well, so without a doubt this book has helped me so much. My best method for studying from this book is just to drill through it day by day. If you're on a morning commute, you can just sort of read through it. There's a special red page, I don't really want to show much, but you can use the red page to sort of make words disappear, and that's really good for studying. So yeah, without a doubt, this is a good book, so I'd definitely go for this one. Next up for vocabulary, we have the Nihongo総まとめ series, which I love. These are really great books, but even though they suggest doing one page every day, I find that a bit too slow for me, so the best method to study from these books is to just do as much as you can at once, as much as you feel you can take in at once and then move on. I can easily study from one of these books for at least 2 hours at a time and not get bored. So all in all, they're quite good books. For the vocabulary book, while it does have lots of really nice pictures, for vocabulary, at least for myself, I tend to prefer just drilling through it as fast as I can. So again, when we're comparing these two books, I'd probably go with this book just for 200 yen more because it's got so much in there. But if you find you need a bit more of an easier explanation, then I think this book at 1,200 yen is also very good. Moving on next, we have grammar. So I've got two books here, both from the Ask company. So we've got the Try Nihongo能力試験 book. What's it? 文法から伸ばす日本語. So this book gives you quite detailed explanations for everything. It gets you to do some writing as well, which I find quite a lot of the other books don't really get you to do too much of. And when you're taking the JLPT, you're not really going to be doing much writing anyway. So if you want an excuse to write, then I'd go with this book, which is 1,700 yen plus tax. Or if you want to get through it a lot faster without any writing, just sort of look at it and do some more test-style questions, and I'd go for this one, which is the Nihongo Somatome version of the bunpo, which is 1,200 yen plus tax. So this book, for the test I've just taken, the N3, this book helped me so much. I found the explanations really clear. They give an explanation in simpler Japanese, so you're not just relying on English translations all the time, which when you get to this level, you really need to be relying on Japanese to be learning it thoroughly and naturally. So all in all, this is a really, really good book. Moving on, we have the Reading Complementary, that's not right, Reading Comprehension, which is Dokkai, at 1,200 yen once again in the Nihongo Somatome series. Now this book, I've tried reading it quite a few times, at least last year when I was trying to study this, and I couldn't do it at all. If I went through it now, well, just looking at it, like, it's fairly understandable stuff. But personally, if you're trying to get all the information in for a test, then I probably wouldn't use this book. But if you just want to sort of review yourself on your reading comprehension, then yeah, go for it with this one. Everyone, we have the all-important kanji for the N3. This is a Nihongo Somatome N3 kanji book at 1,200 yen once again with tax. This book is fantastic. I've learned so much from this book. On each page you get a set of JLPT style questions, and you get real life examples of where you'll find the kanji. Now this book, especially on my morning commutes, was so great because so much of the kanji at N3 level crops up everywhere, in train stations, in shops, on vending machines. So just to have this book just it's so easy to study from if you're looking around you and if you're actually living in Japan. So yes, I would definitely recommend this book. Again, if one day at a time is too slow for you, then yeah, feel free to go at your own pace, because if, like me, you can do it like that, then go ahead and do it. But yeah, honestly, this book is fantastic. Just to finish with the N3 books, I've got my Nihongo Power Drill book. So we've got the N3 Bunpo and we've got the N3 Moji Togoi. So these are 880 yen each. They're 880 yen each plus plus tax. I just fought from Japanese to English. Oh dear. But yeah, basically these books help before the test. If you've had lots of time to study everything before the test, then I'd definitely go for it and use them. But if you're running tight, then I'd recommend sticking to these books, because it's better just to sort of revise from these books rather than to push on with these power drill books, I find. Because these books, they seemed quite difficult actually. They seemed a lot more difficult than the real test I took. They seemed a lot more difficult than the example tests in these books. So, again, if you really want to test yourself, then I'd get these, but otherwise, I don't think they're necessary. The books I'm studying from now, I've got some more Nihongo Somatome books. So I've got the Nihongo Somatome N2 Bunpo, to Nihongo Somatome Kanji. So these books are both great books. I've already gotten stuck into them. I bought them the day after the test, on the day of the test, I think it was the day before I took the actual test, and I started studying from them right away because I just finished on my N3 stuff. And these books, even at this high level, they are so easy to work from. Now, bear in mind, they're a bit bigger, so if we compare the books, the N2 books have 8 weeks to get through, and the N3 books only have 6 weeks. But that's to be expected with a more difficult level. These books are really awesome. Again, I don't have much N2 material right now, and I might find I need a lot more than just these 2 books. So there will be more videos on those coming in the future. Last but not least, some other books I bought which are to help with my Japanese. I've got some Nihongo ondoku training. So this book gives you lots of different examples of dialogue. So it's for reading out loud from a book. It's for that sort of practice. So what would you say? Sight reading? So reading by sight. So basically, there's a CD with this book, a CD or 2 actually, I think, and pretty much all the kanji in the book have furigana, or it's the opposite way around, and it has katakana and hiragana with kanji underneath in small. But yeah, this book's interesting, it's fun. If I didn't have to study for a test, then I'd be spending a lot more time for this book. But this book is a little pricey at 1,800 yen. It's quite small, but it was one of the recommended books in the shop, and I think it had been recommended by a magazine too. So by all means, if you have time to spare with your studies, I'd take a look at this book. It's definitely an interesting one. Finally, at 2,600 yen, we have the, Sokutoku? Sokutoku no Nihongo. So, rapid reading Japanese. So this is Chujoukyusha no tame. So for middle to high level learners, so this, you can probably start looking at this from N3 upwards to N1. But this book's designed to help you with reading a lot faster. Now, this book, tsurai, it's difficult, but it's fun and it's challenging. So it gets you to look at all sorts of real-life examples of documents, it gets you to look at stories, gets you to look at menus, and it asks you to search for certain things or answer questions within the text. Now, if you're not used to reading a lot of Japanese, then this might just blow your mind and it might be a bit too much. But if you like reading Japanese and you want to speed up, then this book I really recommend. So this was also a recommended book in the shop. So yeah, I went with the shop's recommendation and it's a fun book. Again, if you're studying for your tests, I don't know how useful this book would be. Certainly, it'd speed you up for the reading sections, but otherwise, I'd stick to the other more focused material for your tests. Okay, so that's it for now. I'm all Japanese now. If you have any questions about the books or any other Japanese related questions, then please shoot them my way. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment again if you have any questions. So that's it from me for now. Goodbye everyone. Sakanajin out.